Hi, I'm Dotan Schachter, and this is the Questionnaire with DJ Amaya. What are you doing these days?
Remixing a lot of K-pop and J-pop. Working on a lot of commission remixes too. I get hired out to do remixes from time to time, and I do those as well. So those kind of usually take priority, but that's pretty much what's keeping me busy is doing remixing. Convention season is coming up, so I do a lot of DJing and a lot of the larger anime conventions. I DJ Anime Expo, Anime Central, Animazement. Those are the three big ones. I'm also doing Otaku Rehab too, which is a smaller one. It's going to be coming up here next month, and that has me going everywhere from Chicago to North Carolina to back here in LA.
Uh, Also working on the album, third album.
Oh yeah. Working on my original stuff. Yeah. Angel at Dawn is almost done. It's something that I've really been putting a lot of time into. There's a reason why I don't release my a personal original music album very often. Is because I usually tend to put a lot of time and effort that I don't usually put into my remixes. It's something it takes a lot for me to put a stamp of approval on my stuff. So
Yeah.
that's the reason it takes
Sort
so
of
long.
a perfectionist.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of people in my head that I'm trying to compete with, and I try to think, hey, is this got that same kind of thing where it's that impressive? Because sometimes I'll hear a CD and I'll just be like, man, that's so awesome. I gotta go back to the drawing board because I gotta kick more ass than that somehow.
Yeah. Okay. What turns you on creatively?
Turns me on creatively. Usually inspires me is if I hear some really good music, like something new from like one of my favorite producers. Usually, if I hear something like that, kind of gives me I have a little competitive spirit in me to kind of go in there and try to do something that's better than that. And it doesn't always. I wouldn't say that it's always like that, but that's what kind of inspires me to kind of kick me in the butt to do things. That and also just life in general, like as life happens, I get inspired by like some of the parties I go to or things like that, or the events I've been at, and I come away from that thinking, well, the crowd really reacted to this kind of thing, and in my head, when I'm making a track, I'm usually picturing how it's playing out when I play it live.
Okay. Okay. If you were a mind reader, whose mind would you like to read?
Whose mind would I like to read? I would probably have to say BT.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, good album. You came out with the Hopeful Machines.
Oh yeah, that's one of those ones that sent me back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Because he's amazing, and it's just everything that he does. It's so intricate and so masterfully done, and it's just nothing quick and easy about any of his stuff. So it's like when I heard, it's like his last CD, the
These Hopeful Machines.
no, the one before that, the one before
Forgot.
that. And that one I listen to a lot, and it's very ambient. It's This Binary Universe. That was the one before. And it's very ambient, it's very experimental, and it's something when I listen to it with a producer's ear, and I kind of hear all the little clicks and little blips and little sounds and samples and sound manipulation, and it's just
everything that went into it, into the.
He's a mad scientist, and I would love to get inside his head.
If you could travel in time, which era would you like to visit?
Probably the 80s.
Okay.
I would say the 70s, but I would say I'd probably like the 80s a little more because like I grew up in the 80s, but I was a little young to really enjoy it fully. So I think that to kind of retroactively go and relive that would be kind of an interesting period, especially
See as an adult, like to see that.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that really started around that, especially with dance music, that really kind of came to a head, and there was a lot of stuff that I kind of missed out on.
Yeah.
Like,
Synth sound, synth.
Yeah, a lot of the early acid house scene, things like that. The early rave scene before it kind of died out. I kind of when I started getting into dance music, I was kind of riding the wave of the late '90s scene that was amazing, but it would just kind of came to a point where it died because it's oversaturated the market.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish I could kind of relive all that stuff, like 80s, definitely, and leading into the late 80s, early 90s. It's just like there's some stuff in there where it was just so much going on, so much technology revolutionizing everything where it was all new.
Yeah.
Now it's just tools that are available to you.
Okay. What's your favorite sound?
What's my favorite sound?
Yeah.
I'd probably say it would be a toss-up between the TB303 bass line and the TR909 kick drum. That'd probably be my favorite sounds.
They go
like those two together. Oh yeah. It's head-to-head because that 909 kick is probably. You know what? I take that back. My favorite sound in the whole wide world is Paul Van Dyk's bass drum. That's my favorite sound.
And the winner.
Yes, that's the winner. It's like I take it all back. PVD's kick drum is something that's always it's like a steak to me. It's just every time I hear one of his productions, I hear his kick drum and how it's everything from how it's produced to how it's mastered in the mix. It's just like so insane that it just changes everything. Even with just one percussion element can completely change the way that it's all felt. And that's something I've always tried to strive for. Mine, like a lot of times, like my kick drum will be so high up or so big. It's because I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do something to that effect, and it's really kind of impossible to do it the way he does it. And that's my favorite sound.
Cool. What album or song influences you the most?
I'd probably say nowadays probably be what would probably influence me the most would probably be Paul Van Dyk's Out There and Back. Song in particular would probably be Another Way. That would probably influence me the most. Recently, it might be different, but as far as overall, especially with the majority of my work over the last however many years, that was the big game changer for me when I went into dance music. Is I heard Tell Me Why, and then Another Way was just I heard it as like this is it. This is perfect, and it's still amazing to this day. There's nothing that I would ever change about it. I still play the record. I have the record right over there, and I still whip it out occasionally, and it's just amazing. Like newer stuff, it might be something like Yasutaka Nakata or Shinichi Osawa, but at the same time, if I had to pick one, it'd be Another Way.
Well, this might go back to the mind reading, but who would you like to collaborate with, and why?
Who would I like to collaborate with? So many to choose from. I would love to collaborate. So many. I think the ultimate one. I'd love to collaborate with Kylie Minogue.
Oh, okay.
That would be my pick. I mean, she's awesome, and I know that. Just I think it would be a nice, interesting pairing to try to produce something with her, because I would definitely nasty it up a little bit. She's already got excellent producers she works with, but she could use a little nastier electro sound.
Little kick to the.
Yeah, little balls,
Yeah.
All right.
What drives you crazy?
What drives me crazy? In a good way or a bad way?
Let's say a bad way.
In a bad way. Drives me crazy. Does it have to be a music thing?
No, whatever. Anything like.
Oh, okay. Here's what drives me crazy. And it's people who use their cell phone as a boombox.
It's the speakers aren't.
Yes. It's like we know. Okay, I know some people might say, "Oh, I don't have my headphones with me." It sounds like crap.
Yeah.
It's not doing the music any justice.